iPad 2. Right?
Yeah.
Is that yours? Your iPad? Shall I follow it?
Yeah. I don't know why it's done that.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi there.
How are we going today?
Good, thank you.
Good. Alrighty. I'll wait a couple more minutes to see if anyone else joins, and then we'll get started. My name's Michaela. So nice to meet you all. If you have any questions or concerns throughout the session, just let me know. I'll pop you on mute. If you have any questions, then just take yourself off mute, or you can ask in the little chat that there is. Feel free to have rest breaks whenever you need, water breaks whenever you need. Just go at your own pace. Hopefully we'll have some fun as well. All right, I'll pop you all on mute, and then we will get started with a bit of a warm-up. So yeah, you can unmute yourselves if you have any questions or concerns. Okay. All right, guys. So we're just going to start with a bit of a warm-up. We're going to walk on the spot. And then we're going to start and bring our knees nice and high, okay? So we're marching on the spot now. So knees are nice and high. And now we're going to add in our arms, okay? So we're going to go opposite arm over to the other knee. Nice big arm circles, still our high knees. And then just going back to our high knees, guys. So we should be starting to feel pretty warm. And then we're going to go to jogging on the spot, okay? So you can either do a fast walk or lightly jogging on the spot. Going to focus on getting that heart rate up. Warming up all of our muscles today. All right, and slowly coming to a stop. You do nice big arm circles. So you're looking at your fingertips, getting rotation through your trunk. We're going to swap over to the other arm. So nice big circles. We're going to do some leg swings as well. Okay, so we're going to bring one leg forwards and back. And feel free to hold on to something if you need. Just let that leg swing forwards and back, warming up our hips. Swap your legs over, guys. So same thing again. Alrighty. This time, we're going to bring one knee nice and high and then turn it outwards and then pop it back down. Okay, so knee high, out, back down. Just going to alternate legs, warming up our hips here. And now we're going to go the other way. So starting knee out and bringing it to the middle. Very good. I'm going to go back to walking on the spot, guys. We're going to do a little bit of boxing. Going to walk on the spot for 30 seconds, and then we're going to do 30 seconds of boxing. And then back to walking on the spot, and then another 30 seconds of a different type of boxing, okay? So I'm going to do that 4 times. Our first set of boxing, we're going to do overhead. Okay, so we're going to start that in about 5 seconds. Place one foot forward, arms at your shoulders, and going overhead. That's it. Nice job, guys. Keep breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. And now we're going back to walking on the spot. So a bit of a fast walk on the spot. Ten seconds, guys. Our next lot of boxing is going to be in front. Okay? So going in about 3 seconds. 1 foot in front, crossing that body. So you're crossing your midline. Five seconds to go, guys, and then we'll go back to our walking on the spot. Right, back to walking on the spot. Try and do it at a bit of a faster pace. So you're still keeping that heart rate up. Two more rounds, guys, and then we'll have a bit of a water break, and then we'll get started into our strength work. Our next set of punches are going to be out wide. Okay, so you're going to go nice and low, and coming out wide and across. Alrighty, guys, nice job. Back to your walking on the spot. Last round, we're going to do what we call uppercuts. So you're going to get down nice and low and just come punching up. Okay, so we'll go in 15 seconds. For the moment, we're walking on the spot. Fast pace. Alrighty, guys, lucky last one, getting down nice and low, and you're doing little uppercuts. So still crossing that midline. Alrighty, guys, nice job. And then we're just going to finish off with a 30-second bit of a slow walk. We'll use this to recover, and then we'll have a bit of a rest. So you're letting that heart rate come back down now. You should be feeling nice and warmed up. Alrighty guys, slowly coming to a stop. That is our warm up done. So we'll have about a 30-second break, grab a quick drink of water, have a little rest, and then we're going to get started into our exercises. All we need today, guys, I forgot to mention at the start, is just a band, okay? So just a band. Alrighty, how are we all feeling? Thumbs up? Thumbs up. Oh, sweet. Alrighty. So we're going to do a bit of a variety of exercises today between upper and lower body. We're going to do 3 blocks of each exercise 10 times through. So 10 repetitions of the exercise 3 times through. We're going to do that particular repertoire just because like research shows that it's the best way to increase your muscle mass. So if you're looking to increase strength, you do more sets. So you do 3 to 4 sets of the exercise, and you'd only do it about 8 times through at a heavier weight or a stronger resistance. So today we're going to look at increasing muscle mass. We're going to do 3 sets of the exercise, 10 repetitions in each set. We'll have a rest in between each set because that's very important as well. And I'll give you some different cues to think about before we do each set. So our first exercise is called a squat. So we're going to use our band. We're going to step on the band with our feet hip width apart. Okay? So hips are here in front, not out wide. Here in front, I've stepped on the band and I'm holding one side of the band in each hand. So for our first set, I want you guys to focus on your breathing. Okay? So we're going to go down and drive back up. Okay, so I'll show you from the side as well. Holding the band. It's like you're sitting on a chair, so you're squatting down and coming back up. If you don't feel comfortable with this type of squat, you can pop a chair behind you and you can do a sit to stand. So you'll be sitting down on the chair and then standing back up. Okay? So I'm going to do 10 repetitions here, guys. And we're going to focus on breathing. So as we come down, we're going to inhale, exhale as we press up. Coming down, inhale, exhale to come up. So only go as low as you feel comfortable. So inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 2 more, guys. Last one, deep breath in. Let that breath out as you come up. Alrighty, good, nice job. We'll have about a 15-second rest and then we're going to go through that set again. So we'll go on to set number 2. This time with your squats, I want you to focus on having your chest upright and your back nice and flat. So you're sticking that thumb out, okay? So we're standing on our band, feet are hip width apart, holding each side of the band in one hand. So this time, as we go down, keep that chest up, stick your bum out, and then drive back up. Okay? Driving up, chest is up, back's nice and flat. Nice job, guys. This is number 6. We've got 4 more. Lucky last, guys. Good. Nice job. Alrighty. We'll have another 15-second rest. And then we'll do our final set of our squats. This time I want you to think about your knees. Okay? So when we do this set, you want your knees to be in line with your toes. You don't want them coming in, you don't want them going out. You want them just to be in line with your toes so they're nice and straight. That means you're going to be using the correct muscles and you're not going to get sore knees if they're going in or out. Okay guys, lucky last set of our squats and then we'll have a bit of a bigger rest. So feet are hip width apart, chest is up, back's flat, you're going to stick your bum out and your knees going to be in line with your toes as you're coming down and back up. Okay, so keep those knees in line with your toes, driving back up. Good job, guys. This is number 6. Two more. Keep those knees in line with your toes. You don't want them going in. Good. Lucky last. All right. Good job, everyone. We'll have about a minute rest. Grab a drink of water. That was our first exercise done. Nice job. And then we're going to move on to our next exercise. Okay, so grab a drink, have a little breather. So it's really important, guys, that you're counting how many times you're doing the exercise. So like I mentioned before, if you're wanting to increase your muscle mass, you want to do the exercise 10 repetitions through and 3 sets of that 10 with your rest break in between each set. And if you're wanting to focus on increasing your strength, you're going to do less reps. So you do about 8 and you want to do it 3 to 4 times through. So 3 to 4 sets of 8 repetitions, still with your rest breaks in between. To increase your strength, you'll increase the resistance a little bit as well. So that's why you're doing your less repetitions. Alrighty. Our next exercise, guys. So we're just going to be using the band today. So there's hundreds of different exercises that you can do with the band. This next one is going to be for our arms. You just need to stand on your band with 1 foot, okay? So 1 foot on your band. You're going to have your elbows nice and close to your side and palms are going to be facing away from you, okay? So standing up nice and tall, think about drawing your shoulders back. We're just going to bring our wrists up to shoulders, slowly back down to our hips. So we're doing a bicep curl. I'll show you from the side as well, and then we'll get started. So shoulders back, jumping up, slowly back down. Okay, so we're going to do 10 repetitions with this exercise and then have a little rest. I want you to focus on, for this first set, keeping those elbows in nice and close. Okay, so coming up to shoulders, back down. That's 1. We're going for 10. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job, guys. Keep it nice and controlled. Keep those elbows in nice and close. Got 3 more. Good. Have a rest. Give your arms a little shake. We'll have a 15-second rest. and then we'll do our second set. For this next set, I want you guys to think about having your wrists nice and strong. Okay, so what that means is that when you're doing your bicep curl like this, your wrist isn't going this way, but it's staying nice and strong. Okay, so it's going to stay strong, and then you're going to be using your correct muscles here. You don't want your wrist to be going side to side. Okay, so wrist strong for this next set. So same again, 1 foot on your band, elbows in close, shoulders drawn back. As we come up, those wrists are staying nice and strong, coming back down. Good. Nice job, guys. This is number 4. 6 more. Make sure those wrists are staying nice and strong, so we're using the correct muscles. Last 3, guys. Nice job. Good. Nice work. Have a little rest. We've got one last set of our bicep curls, and then we'll have a little drink break. But please feel free to have one whenever you need. You don't have to wait for the drink break. Going for our final set of bicep curls. This time we're going to focus on our breathing. Okay? So standing up nice and tall, shoulders back, elbows in, palms are facing away, wrists are going to be nice and strong. This time we're going to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, that's when you do your movement up. Inhale for your movement back down. So you're exhaling as you bring your hands to shoulders, inhaling, hands to hips. So we're exhaling on that exertion. Good. Nice job, everyone. 4 more from here. So exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale, lucky last, exhale, and inhale. Good. Nice job, guys. We'll have a bit of a rest. That is our second exercise of the day done. So they were our bicep curls. And then we're going to move back onto a lower body exercise, okay? So we'll have about a 30-second to minute break, grab some water, and then we'll get started on our next exercise. Right, everyone, how are we feeling? Feeling good? Thumbs up, down? Just check the chat. Perfect. Okay. Righty, guys, so going back to a lower body exercise. So we're going to get our band. We're going to put both feet on our band like we did with our squat, the first exercise. Okay, so we're stepping on the band, holding the ends of the band, one in each hand. And you want your feet to be hip width apart. Okay, so like I said before, hips are here, not here. So feet are hip width apart. We're going to do what we call a deadlift or like a hip hinge. So I'll show you both forwards and sideways, sorry, front on and sideways, and then we'll get started. There's a few things to think about. So I don't want to overload you, but same as before, we'll focus on one thing for each set. You want to have a little bend in your knees, and you want to make sure your back's nice and flat and your tummy, your core's activated. So you're tensing your tummy, drawing your belly button in, and we're just gonna move with the hips down to where our hands reach about our knees, and then come back up. Okay, so I'll show you from the side. So little bend in the knees, back's flat. We're bending at the hips, coming up nice and tall. Okay, so I'll do this one from the side. For this first set, I want you guys to focus on tempo, which is like the speed or how fast you're going to do the exercise. So you don't want to do it too quickly, because then your technique is incorrect and then you can get injuries. And yeah, you just want to make sure that you're focusing on having the correct speed, so you're doing the movement correctly. So you're going to have a little bend in the knees, shoulders back, bum sticking out. Your back stays flat and you're coming over at the hips and then driving back up. Okay, so I want us for this set to take about 2 seconds to come down, 1 second to come up. So this going down phase is called the eccentric phase of the movement. That is when our muscles are lengthening. So we want to make that phase the longest, to lengthen and strengthen our muscles. And as we come up, squeezing your bum, standing up nice and tall. Good. This phase coming up is called the concentric phase. So we're not lengthening the muscles, they're actually shortening in that phase. So that's why we do that one a little bit faster. Good. Nice job, everyone. Last 3. Good. Nice work. Have a little rest. That was our next exercise. I'm going to go through it 2 more times, 2 more lots of 10. So we're focusing on increasing that muscle mass, and then we'll move on to the next one. But it's a little bit tricky to kind of get that movement, but it's really important if you're picking something up off the ground, just to have that correct movement at your hips. It takes the pressure off your back. You're then using your legs and your glutes to work rather than your back as well. Okay, so it's a really good exercise for overall body strength, but it's also important because we use it every day without realizing. So for that first set, we focused on the tempo, or how fast we're doing the exercise or the movement. So we're going 2 seconds on the way down, 1 second coming up. For this set, we're going to focus on breathing, okay? So we're going to inhale as we go down, exhale as we drive back up. So starting off, feet are hip width apart, little bend in the knees, shoulders drawn back. You're moving at the hips, and then squeezing your bum, standing up nice and tall. So we're inhaling as we come down, exhaling as we drive up. That's it. So deep breath in, let that breath out as you come up. So with breathing, you want to exhale on the exertion or the hard part of the movement. For this one, it is driving back up. Nice job, guys. The last 2. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Deep breath in. Let that breath out. Good. Nice job, everyone. We've got 1 more set of our deadlifts or hip hinge. And then we'll have a bit of a water break and then move on to another upper body exercise. Any questions with that exercise so far? So if you want to make it a bit harder, you can hold your band further down towards your knees, but if you want it a bit easier with your band, then you hold it right on the edge. All right, this time, guys, I want you to focus on that little bend in your knees. It's not going to get any bigger or smaller, okay? So what I mean by that is that you're not going to be squatting right down at your knees. You're moving at the hips, okay? The movement's at the hips, not the knees. So with that little bend in your knees, it should stay that for the whole exercise or movement. Okay, so you're moving at the hips. There's still a little bend in my knees. Coming back up, still a little bend in my knees. Okay, coming down, driving up. You should be able to feel the pull behind your leg, sorry, and in your glutes. Good job, guys. Nice work. Very good. Last two. And last one. Got it. Nice job, everyone. Have a bit of a drink break. We'll have about a minute rest, and then we're going to go back to an upper body exercise. How are we all feeling? Thumbs up, thumbs down. So with your strength training, guys, you want to have a rest day in between or the day after you do your strength training. So you guys probably have like a rest tomorrow, don't go and do any more strength training, and then your muscles will be recovered and ready to go again on Saturday. So it's just you can do a session tomorrow if you please, but it's just important for you. You got to let your muscles recover, because when you're doing your strength training, they're overloaded, your microfibers tear, and then you just need that day in between your strength to let them repair and recover, so you can perform to your optimal on that next training day. Okay, so that day in between strength training is optimal and most beneficial for your muscles. Alrighty guys, on to our next one. Going back to an upper body exercise. So one foot is on our band like before. This time we're gonna have our hands on the front of our thighs like so. You want to think about drawing your shoulders back and down. And we're just going to raise up to shoulder height, slowly back down. Okay, so this one's going to really work our shoulder muscles. It's called a shoulder frontal raise. So if your band is pretty tight, just hold right on the edge of it. If it's pretty easy, then you can work your hands further down the band, okay? So we're going to go for a set of 10, three lots through, setting the shoulders back, bringing up to shoulder height, slowly back down. Just keep those shoulders set back the whole time, drawing up, coming down. So this set, guys, we're focusing on having those shoulders back the whole time. Okay, so we're raising those arms up to our shoulder height, controlling back down. 2 more from here, guys, nice job. Last one. Good, nice work. Have a little break. 15 to 30-second rest, and then we're going to do set number 2. With this next set, I want you guys to focus on only raising your arms up to shoulder height and keeping those wrists nice and strong. So as I was saying before, we're holding our band like this. As we're raising up, you don't want your wrists to be moving side to side. You want it to be nice and strong as we're going up. So we're using the correct muscles. We're also not going to be damaging our wrists. So going for set number 2. 1 foot on the band, holding right on the edge of the band. If that's pretty easy, move your hands a bit further down. Drawing our shoulders back, wrists are going to be nice and strong. Okay, we're only going to raise our arms up to shoulder height and then controlling back down. Okay, up to shoulder height, controlling back down. Nice job, everyone. Making sure those wrists are staying nice and strong. 3 more from here. Good. Nice job, everyone. Have a little rest. We've got 1 more lot of our shoulder frontal raises to get through. And then we can, we'll have a bit of a longer rest. So for this final set, we're going to focus on breathing. So same as I mentioned before, breathing is really important when you're doing your strength exercises. You want to be exhaling that breath on your exertion, okay? So on the hard part of the movement, it'll help you with the movement. Sometimes it can feel like it should be the opposite way, but as long as you're letting that breath out on the hardest part of the movement, yeah, doing good. I guess the most important thing, or take-home message with breathing and exercise is don't hold your breath. Okay, so lucky last set of our shoulder frontal raises, shoulders drawn back, wrists are nice and strong. I'm going to take a deep breath in now. As you exhale, bring those arms up to shoulder height. Inhale on the way down. Exhale coming up. Inhale on the way down. Exhale as we pull. So you're letting that breath out on the hard part of the movement. So exhale, inhale, 2 more guys, nice job. Good. Nice work, everyone. That is our shoulder frontal raises done. Okay, so you might feel a bit tight in your shoulders. You can give them a few rolls back. We're going to have about a 30-second break, and then we're going to move on to our next exercise. So grab a drink of water, have a little rest, and then we'll get started on to the next one. Does anyone have any questions so far? If you do, please don't be afraid to ask. You can ask in the chat, or just take yourself off mute and you can ask me. If you're feeling a little bit sore tomorrow, it is completely normal. As I mentioned before, you want that rest day in between your strength sessions. So if you are feeling a bit sore tomorrow, it's because of those muscles. The fibers were tearing as we overloaded them doing our exercises. So that soreness is just your muscles repairing, okay? So it's called delayed onset muscle soreness, completely normal, it's to be expected. Some people get it worse than others. It shouldn't last any longer than 2 to 3 days, okay? Your muscles will probably just feel a little bit tight. As I said, everyone reacts differently, but yeah, completely normal, just your muscles repairing after you've worked them. Righty guys, for this next one, we're going to actually tie our band around our ankles, okay? So, you want your band tied just around your ankles, okay? So you're going just below your calf muscle. And when you're tying this band, the best way to do it is to hop your feet hip width apart, and then you're going to tie it so there's a bit of tension on that band. You want it to be quite tight. Okay, the tighter you do it, the harder it will be, but you need it to be quite firm to start with. Okay. Alrighty, so I'll just move the camera down and show you my band. It's very hard to walk with. So that's how I've got my band, guys. So just above my ankles, and there's a bit of tension on that band already, just standing hip width apart, okay? So the harder you tie it, like I said before, the harder it's going to be, and then the looser you tie it, the easier it will be. You just want it to be just about above your ankles. Alrighty. This next exercise is really going to work the glutes. Okay. So, if you need something to hold on to, please feel free to grab a chair or a table. But what we're going to do, we're going to stand on one leg, okay? So you're going to put all of your weight onto this one leg. Show you from the side. All of your weight onto one leg. This other leg is going to come slightly off the ground. You're going to bring it out to the side and then behind. Okay? So we're doing a movement, what we call standing hip abduction, which is a movement out to the side, and hip extension, which is behind. Okay, so I'm going to stay side on so you can see. All of your weight into one leg. That one leg glute is going to activate. Okay, so it's actually going to work your standing leg. So all of your weight in one leg, other leg slightly comes off the ground, going out to the side and behind. Out to the side and behind. So it's only a little movement. Okay, and you should feel it in that standing leg as it's holding all of your weight. We've got one more each way. Good. Nice job, everyone. The next one, we're going to do the other leg, okay? So this one, you've got to do both ways. All of your weight into that other leg now, standing on it. Other foot just comes slightly off the ground, going out to the side and behind. Side, behind. So like I said before, it's only a small movement. And we're working those glutes. One more each way, guys, and then we'll have a rest. But have a little rest. If you need to adjust your band, please feel free to do so. So as I said, the tighter you do it, the harder it'll be. If it's a bit too hard, then you can make that band a bit looser. Alrighty. For our second set, what we're going to focus on is having our hips in a neutral position. So what that means is when we're standing, Some people naturally stand with a curve in their back. Some people naturally stand with their hips brought forward. Okay, so we want to be neutral between those two positions. So that means I naturally stand with a curve in my back, so I want to bring my hips slightly forward, or you're tucking your bum under. Then you're nice and neutral in your hip area, okay? So when we do that movement, so as I bring my bum under or my hips forward, my core is activated. It naturally activates when you pop it in its neutral position. So with this next set, that's what I want you guys to focus on, okay? Keeping those hips stable. When we do that, especially with the movement behind, you're going to naturally want to use momentum in the rest of your body to do that movement. So just to isolate the glutes and really work them, we're just going to keep our hips very still. It'll make your movement a bit smaller, but then you're going to really be working those muscles. Okay? So, same again, all of our weight on the one foot. Other foot slightly off the ground. Hips are forward, out to the side, and then behind. So you're keeping those hips forward, especially with that movement out behind. Nice job, guys. 2 more. Good. Nice work. You can swap your feet over, so standing on our other leg now. All of your weight is in this standing leg. This other leg is slightly off the ground. Hips are brought forward, or you're tucking your bum under. We're going out to the side and behind. Side, behind. So it might help a little bit if you want to hold your lower back, your tummy area, and then you'll be able to feel if your hips are going to move out of place. One more each way, guys. Nice job. Alrighty. Should be starting to feel it in those glutes. So it's such a small movement, but it's really effective. Especially when you've got your hips in their neutral position and you're really isolating those glutes to work from. We've got one more set, guys, on each leg, and then we'll do some stretches to finish off with. This time we're going to focus on the tempo. So how fast we're going to do the movement. As I mentioned before, if you do the movement too fast, it can alter your technique. Okay, so you want to make sure you've got the right technique to avoid injury, and you want to be using the correct muscles, otherwise you can feel a bit sore after it. Okay, so if you're not using the right muscles, it's not too good. So that's why you want to go nice and slow, have the correct technique, and then it'll work your muscles even harder. So on to our final set, bringing our hips forward, all of our weight on that one foot. We're going to go out to the side, slowly back in, behind, slowly back in. Okay? So it should take just over 1 second to do one leg. So we're controlling that movement, we're fighting against the band, but we're not letting the band bring our leg shooting back in. Okay, so about 1 second each way. You should be able to feel it in that standing leg. Making sure our hips are forward. One more each way, guys, and then we'll swap legs. Good. Nice job, everyone. Lucky last exercise of the day. Then we'll do some stretches. Doing the other leg. So all of your weight is in this standing leg. Hips are forward, I'm going to go 1 second out to the side, slowly back in, 1 second behind, slowly back in. Okay, so nice and slow and controlled. Very good, guys. Works your muscles just that little bit more when you control the movement and have the right tempo. Two more each way. One more. Good. Nice job, everyone. You can take a seat. Grab a drink of water if you need to have a drink. You can untie your band from around your ankles. And then we're just going to do a couple of stretches to finish off with. And please, if you have any questions about your education booklet or anything we've done today, please let me know. Either take yourself off mute or you can ask in the chat. So we'll just do a couple of stretches to finish off with, guys. We're going to be sitting on our chair, nice and tall. One arm across our body, you're going to hook that other elbow. You should be feeling this stretch in behind your shoulder. Okay, we did a little bit of shoulder work today, so we're going to stretch it out. This will also help prevent the severity of your muscle soreness if you get any. Might make it a little bit less sore, but it's good for your muscles for that recovery as well. Swap your arms over. With your stretches, guys, you want it to be a little bit of discomfort, so a bit uncomfortable, but you don't want it to be painful. Okay, so if it's painful, just back off that stretch a little bit, but you should feel a bit of a pull, and it's not a pleasant thing to do, but it's also relieving for some. You also want to hold your stretches for about 30 seconds minimum. Okay, so 30 to 45 seconds, you want to hold your stretches. That's the most benefit that your muscles will get from the stretch. Okay, this time we're going to just bring one knee up to our chest. So we're going to stretch that glute. If that's not a deep enough stretch, you can pop that ankle on the other knee and then bring your knee over. Okay, depends how flexible you are. Knee to chest, or ankle on opposite knee and then knee to chest. Slowly swapping over, so same again, either knee to chest or as if you're popping that leg on your knee and then over to your chest. Alrighty, lucky last, guys. Like we're giving ourselves a hug. One hand on opposite shoulder, and we're just rotating side to side. Okay, so our head is just following with our shoulders. Hips, feet are staying where they are. And we're just getting that mobility and stretch through our back. So through your spine. Alrighty, that is us done for the day, guys. Thank you very much for attending. Like I said throughout the session, might be a little bit sore tomorrow, completely normal. We've been doing some strength work, so it's just your muscles repairing. It shouldn't last any longer than like 2 to 3 days. If it's pretty unbearable, it shouldn't be, but if it is, like heat packs, ice packs work, but yeah, shouldn't be that bad. I'm not trying to scare you. But yeah. Thanks all for attending. I'll see you guys next week, Thursday, 9 o'clock. Hope you all have a lovely rest of your week and weekend. And I'll see you guys next week. Okay. Bye, guys. Nice job, everyone. See you next week.